Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood, and today I am bringing you a 2 versus 2 that I recently fought with Mike and Yuge in Napoleon Total War. This is going to be fought on the Salamanca province map, and our opponents are Woobins and Sergeant Yellow Pepper. So this map, there's 4 hills, one next to each person's deployment, and a town in the center of all of them. Here you can see I'm playing as Britain, and see hill here, town, 2 more hills. Mike over here is playing as the Ottomans. He's got not a very big rush component, just these 3 units of Komets here. This is actually the army that I always play with, which I showed to Mike, but there's the 9-pounder foot artillery that he's bringing. The Ottomans known for their huge guns, although that one's not as big as the 12-pounders. Brought that so that he could have money for that. And then the best part of this army, the 4 Solitar guards. These are excellent cavalry units here. And then for my army, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit so that everything's deployed and not moving around on me. I've got 2 rifles, 3 light foot units, a 6-pounder horse artillery, and this glitch with the horse artillery spawning with only 3 of 4 guns. I don't know why that happens, and I guess at this point, with them working on Rome 2 and Shogun already having been out for almost 2 years, they're not going to fix that, but that's annoying, so I almost, want to stop bringing horse artillery because it only ever spawns with 3 guns. And then I've got 4 cavalry units, 15th Hussar, Dragoons, Life Guards, and a King's German Legion Light Dragoons. And I've got, looks like 5 foot units and 2 foot guards and my general. So right away here we're going to take up this hillside, as we should, and the one good thing about my army is the very mobile artillery. And this Russian guy is actually the same Russian opponent I fought in the last battle, so I expected a lot of cavalry, and he brought 5, so the expectation was not wrong there. He brought a lot like the same army in the last battle. When he was playing as Russia, I figured that's what it would be, so that's how I set up my army to defeat this type of build. So you can see he's got all these guys up here, a Russian Jaeger, 2 of them, and 2 of these Opalachin, or whatever they are. I guess they're like militia-like units. Very Russian looking, of course, as is proper. And then he's got all these musketeers and Russian Jaegers and all that stuff. Some lifeguards somewhere in that mix. There they are. And he's got an experimental howitzer right there. Mike's opponent here has obviously a lot of infantry, but he's got all of these chasseurs à cheval cavalry. These guys can fire from horseback, so they're very dangerous, and that was the main thing that we had to take out with the French army there. He's got, looks like 4 of them. Yep, 4, and then 1 Grenadiers à Cheval. So pretty early on we're going to take those guys out, or try to. And you can see he's got some militia up here. I didn't really watch this side of the battle, so I don't know if these guys are like a meat shield for the I saw an Old Guard. There they are, Old Guard and Polish Legion. He's also got some Voltigeurs. But you can see what this guy's going to do is he's going to move all of his cavalry into the town. And it's difficult to maneuver cavalry in these towns because, they've got to go down the roads. But he's going to move all these guys in here probably to get on Mike's flank. And he's going to have them facing towards Mike. So I'm going to run my cavalry over to help out with that and go hit them while they're in the town. And you can see my artillery here already set up and firing. There goes one of the shots. And I was shooting at this cavalry, which was barely visible. Got a hit there, trying to take out some of this Russian cav. And most of my rounds hitting the hillside there. But at this point, for the moment, now that everything is introduced, I'm going to speed up the game. There you can see my cavalry running over, and in a second it's going to go into combat. Okay, so at this point my opponent's bringing up stuff here, so I'm going to set up my rifles ready to start shooting them at long range. Here goes my cavalry. You can see all these guys in here, and that unit of Chasseurs à Cheval is actually going to start beating my light dragoons. They got a volley off. My lifeguards are coming in. You can see these buildings are kind of blocking people from maneuvering. And there comes more French cav, followed by more of my cavalry, the 15th Hussars. And I'm going to have this one unit of dragoons run around behind. I was thinking about charging that howitzer, but then I decided to actually send them into combat over here. But you can see right now is when I was thinking, I'll go get those howitzers. There's no longer cavalry over there. But you can see this giant fight in here. One of my units is routing, but I'm defeating quite a few of the French units, and here comes Mike with some of his cavalry, which is the best cavalry in this fight. So at this point, we're pretty much set. There, my cavalry's going to take kind of a volley right here. I was looking up here to see if I could get that, saw this cavalry moving over, so I decided against it, and I'm going to charge back this way into the rear of all of these units. And these are my dragoons doing this. So that is the cavalry engagement. Now with Mike's cav there, my 15th Hussars, and this dragoon unit, we've got these guys surrounded, and they are going to go down pretty quickly. You can see Mike is starting to skirmish with these rifle units, and on my side, firing should have opened up. There you can see my artillery shooting at these guys. And this unit should start opening fire in full in a second. I've also got all my other rifles up here. Actually, these guys already fired. And these Jaegers here firing. Here I'm moving up my other lights. And on this side he's starting to move forward as well, which was, he had a good position in that he was starting to kinda maneuver to be on my flank a little bit. And he's going to start sending more infantry over that way as well. And you can see this fight pretty much being wrapped up here. The last of this Russian cavalry fighting. Mike's still got a decent amount of cavalry. I've got just a little bit. It's artillery firing on me. I'm bringing over more lights. And look at this. Russia still has cavalry. 2 units there. So like I said, 3 actually. Wow. So like I said, Russia bringing a lot of cavalry. Look at this, I'm fighting a unit of Uhlans right there. But over here, I am running down this foot guard to see if I can't fire into the back of this unit, and I'm turning these guys as well to see if I can't get off some shots. That's not going to happen. Right now I've got all these rifles though firing, and I'm going to do a little bit of what I did in the last game. Now that I've got these foot guards down here anyways to fill this gap if they do push forward, I'm going to send these foot to the flank and start firing on the flanks of these guys and hopefully start wrapping them up. So I'm really pressing his left flank, and he is pressing my left flank, and I'm trying to shift units over here to deal with that. So there comes my other foot guards, and then these units in the center, I'm actually going to start shifting that direction as well. And here, this is where my artillery got glitched out. I limbered them up, and after this they don't fire a shot the rest of the battle. Look at that poor guy crushed by the wheel. But yeah, they just would not do anything, I said, the rest of the battle once I unlimber them later, because I'm going to set them up right here to fire canister on the flank of this lifeguard unit. And I'll also notice all this Russian cavalry still behind me, and on Mike's side it's still just long range skirmishing. Yeah, the militia was a meat shield here, running up trying to get a few kills. So you can see the skirmishing on my side. My dragoons here are going to charge in and just slip past these Jaegers and try to mess with a little bit of these guys, though they're going to get shot up pretty quickly. But you can see these Jaegers getting flanking fire on my foot guard. So like I said, this flank was the problem. And here, this guy's very clearly clicking attack orders on my general, so I'm going to run him behind the square. They're going to take a massive volley there and get caught up on this square. The general's going to take a slight hit, but we're going to run him over this way towards the other square. And all this cavalry is now caught up on this square, and this guy did not withdraw it. He must have just right-clicked and forgot about them. And over here, I'm withdrawing my foot guards, trying to get them out of this fire. Meanwhile, on the far right, you can see this is where I'm advancing while I'm withdrawing over there and dealing with this cavalry. Over here, I am meeting a lot of success. And you can see I'm meeting enough success to withdraw guys from this flank safely to help with all of this. And I'm just going to continue moving on to the flank. And Russia is going to withdraw up this hillside in an attempt to hold me off there. But you can see all this fire on this front. My rifles trying to handle it. These are two, well, there's a lifeguard afoot there, and these militia guys in front. So it's quite a bit of fire coming in. There's that experimental howitzer. But now these guys have defeated the cavalry, so I can get my men out of square. Now I've got a full line. You can see I'm shifting everyone over, even from over here, bringing these guys back down this way. And this is where I had my artillery set up. They're in canister range, which would have absolutely shredded the flanks of these units. But they're just standing there, and they would not fire because this unit got glitched out due to the hillside, kind of, so it would not let them finish unlimbering. So that was really annoying. Don't know why that happened, but now that unit went to waste, and it didn't really do that much so far. You know, it hasn't been up long enough to do that, but this guy's trying to snipe my general with artillery. And here comes a Russian push up the hillside. You can see all these guys here. This is a Jaeger, and he had the better position on me. He had him switched like that. But since I brought more men down, I was able to extend my flank and undo that, and then now I am actually wrapping around on his flank here as well. So if I enlarge this mini-map, you can see kind of a U starting to form there. Mike's side is still just a skirmish, but just keep an eye on that mini-map and you'll see what I'm talking about as it progresses even more. So now you can see I'm moving even farther over to the right, bringing in more troops down here. I've got a foot guard and a foot unit with two light infantry units there as well. And this foot unit now straight on the flank of these guys, the Russian Jaegers. So we're going to fire a volley into them. You'll see these guys shift here in a second. And open fire. And then in a second I'm just going to melee charge because these guys aren't dying fast enough for my liking. And he is shuffling over troops, and that is my phone. So, okay, sorry about that. You guys obviously heard why I had to pause it there, though. But yeah, you can see these guys shifting. So now, this guy's in a really bad position right now, and what would have been smart for him to do, he thinks he's breaking through up here, and he's doing a lot of damage to my units. He's got all these guys firing on him, but he is fighting uphill, so I've got the better position. And over here I've got my two units firing on this one unit of musketeers, so we're about to just crack this flank. These guys are dropping pretty quickly. They're not going to last long. But as I was saying, right here I've got all these guys on the flank of this army, so you can see these lifeguards just getting shot in the flank. Look at that. That's just absolute pile up of guys. They're not even firing forward. So what he should have done is taken this whole group and fallen back and formed another line, maybe like right here if he wanted to not completely withdraw. Because right now he's got this section facing me that way, but it's behind the flank of this section, which is taking the brunt of my fire. And here you can see I did go ahead and do the melee charge into the Jaegers. My men now down to 50. I believe I actually ran out of ammo, which is why I did it. And in a second I'm going to move these guys up again and once again take this foot unit now and move them onto the flank. And over here I am shuffling these guys down to the flank, and he is going to turn some of his units to fight that. This foot unit won in melee there. I'm going to ignore that Jaeger unit and keep charging here in a second. There we go. Just tried to tie up some of these guys. So we're now down to 26 men, but we've made it into melee with these guys, which is going to silence them for long enough for the rest of my men to move up, which they have now done. You can see once again I'm going to keep the foot guard in the center here. I'm not really worried about a breakthrough anymore, and move these guys out to the flank. And now if you look at the mini-map, look at that U. It is way more formed now, and you can see it here just wrapping around this guy. So that is what it looks like when both of your opponent's flanks are collapsed in. And he had this flank, but by actually weakening my center and using this rock to make sure that nothing breaks through in my center, I was able to wrap around the flanks. And you know, when you get on those flanks, it goes down pretty quickly. They either have to bust through your center really quickly so they can turn, or fall back. And for this guy, the most reasonable option would have been to fall back. And their general just fell. So that sucks for him. Or was that him? Ubin. No, that was not. That was France over there. So you can see this U. I've got my general staff running over this way to help with the morale there. You've got this foot unit shooting at these musketeers, and then these Jaegers as well. Now I've broken through in the center. This guy's general is going to charge this unit. I couldn't put these guys in square because they had too little men, but this guy's going to start, yeah, they're going to rout there. So now I'm going to be able to push forward with this unit in the center, and now it's just these 3 units left, and also this artillery back here against the majority of my army. I've still got full units over here. This foot guard only lost 2 men, and yeah, these guys in the center are still doing just fine. And now this guy's got foot guards on the flank, and these guys are out of ammo, so they're going to charge. These guys are all going to charge just to not delay this, because they will destroy these guys in melee, and of course they rout right then. So now my army's free, and I'm sending troops over already to go take out this artillery. And over on Mike's side, you can see what happened. It was a lot of maneuvering, and this guy's attack in the center got shot down while Mike was up here. And you can see he's moved up a little bit, but this is where most of the French army died. You can just see the lines of that. And the last of these guys here in the center going down. And he also lost men along through here. And the only place he met some success was this far flank, in which he has this old guard and this Polish legion firing at these Nizam credit infantry. And these guys are going to go in a second, but Mike's now got this full army to bring over, and I've got my army just kind of marching that direction as well, not in any specific order. And you can see my artillery has an attack order on it, but it's not doing anything. Oh wow, I did not notice that the Russian general came back. I noticed that this unit came back of Russian Jaegers. But they're going to rout. And here goes that artillery finally. They didn't really cause me that much trouble this battle. So that's it for them. And then these guys are going to go over to those Jaegers. And my men are all running through here to try to get behind this old guard and stuff, but you can see Mike's lining up troops. There's also this Polish legion here, and they're going to start firing. Take out the Polish legion first. Should have fired at the foot guards. These are the dangerous guys. They're the ones that'll shred you. And I keep saying foot guards, it's old guards, excuse me for that. Oh, and over here this unit came back from routing, this musketeer. So my general is going to come in an incredibly powerful charge. Not really, they kind of stop right before, but just rout these guys again. So make sure that's done. And you can see my foot guards and foot units running over this way. And there's the Russian general back once again, killing off my artillery finally. Weren't any help to me anyways. And the old guard are going to rout here under a cavalry charge. And that is going to be it. So hope you guys enjoyed that battle. There you can see the stats. Mike and I lost almost exactly the same amount of troops, me losing one less. And there's our opponents. And you can see here my best units being all these foot that were on the flanks. Foot guards did just fine too. And you can see my horse artillery did almost nothing that battle. But anyways, good game to Rubens and Sergeant Yellow Pepper, and I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time with more.